Before you watch part 3 of this video, which is what you're watching now, it would be useful if you'd watch parts 1 and part 2. It will explain some of the things that are going on. In this example, we're told that the sum of the first 4 terms of an arithmetic series is 2. The sum of the last 4 terms of a series is 18. So minus 18, negative 18. And the 5th term is minus 2. And what we've been asked to do is to find D, the common difference, and N, the number of terms. So we've got the sum of the first 4 terms is 2, the sum of the last 4 terms is minus 18, the 5th term is minus 2. Find D and N. So what we need to do is to extract some useful information from these 3 facts. So we start off with the sum of the first 4 terms. Using the formula from previously, that's n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d. And we know that's 2. So we've got over here 2, lots of 2a plus 3d equals 2. If you divide both sides by 2, I will get 2a plus 3d equals 1. And I'll call that equation number 1. Now the next thing, if we use the information that the sum of the last 4 terms is minus 18, well, we haven't really got a formula for the sum of the last 4 terms, but the sum of the last 4 terms is going to be the last term, obviously, the term before that, the term before that, and the term before that. The last term then will be the nth term, and that will be a plus n minus 1 d. Now that's using a formula that appeared in part 1 of the video, which said the nth term was a plus n minus 1 d. So the sum of the last 4 terms, sum of the last 4, it's the last term plus the term before that, which will be a plus n minus 2 d. And the sum before that, term before that, which will be a plus n minus 3 d, and the term before that, which will be a plus n minus 4 d. So I need to add those terms up to get the sum of the last 4 terms. Well, if you look at this, there's certainly 4a there, and there's certainly quite a few things with d involved in it there. Well, the d is being multiplied by an n minus 1. Then I can add on it being multiplied by an n minus 2. And then I can add on it being multiplied by an n minus 3. And then I can add on it being multiplied by an n minus 4. And if I simplify what I've got in that bracket, I've got n plus n plus n plus n, which is 4n. Minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. Minus another 3 is minus 6. Minus that 4 is minus 10. So that's an expression for the sum of the last 4 terms, and I'm told that's equal to minus 18. So I'll call that at the moment equation number 2. The third bit of information I was given was the 5th term, which we denote as U5, was minus 2. So that's a plus n minus 1 d. So I've got there a plus 4d, and I know that that is equal to minus 2. So I'll call that equation number 3. There we go, a plus 4d equals minus 2. Before we go any further, what I've done is I've just gathered together the 3 equations that I've got. And if you look at them, equation 1 and equation 3 are fairly similar, and they've got a's and d's in, no mention of any n's. So we'll treat equation 1 and 3 as a pair of linear simultaneous equations. I've got a 2a here and an a down here. So if I multiply equation 3 by 2, so I multiply this equation by 2, I will get 2a plus 8d equals minus 4. That's just by doubling each bit in this equation here. If I write down equation 1 underneath, that was 2a plus 3d equals 1. And now if I do a subtraction between those two, do a taking away, 2a take away 2a is nothing, 8d take away 3d is 5d, and minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. So I get 5d is minus 5. So d will be minus 5 divided by 5, which is minus 1. So I've now got some useful information. D is equal to minus 1. Now I can go back to equation 1, which is the one at the top of the screen, and from there 2a plus 3 lots of d equaling 1. I've just replaced that d with the minus 1 I now know that it is. I can get 2a plus minus 3 equals 1. So if I add 3 to both sides, I get 2a equals 4, and I get a equals 2. 4 divided by 2. So I've now got two useful bits of information. The question was asking me to find d and n. So n is the only thing now I am left to deal with. So equation 2 from earlier was 4a plus d into 4n minus 10 equals minus 18. That was equation 2. We had it earlier. I can now substitute in my a and my d. A was 2, d was minus 1, n I don't know. So I've got 8. Then I've got minus 1 times by 4n, which is minus 4n. Minus 1 times by minus 10, which is plus 10. That equals minus 18. So I've got here 18, which is the 8 and the plus 10, minus 4n is minus 18. If I shift that minus 4n to the other side, shift that minus 18 to the left-hand side, the signs of those will change. So I get that 18, and this 18 here comes across and it's an adding on 18. That 4n comes over here and it's a plus 4n. I get 36 equals 4n. So if I divide that 36 by 4, I will get n equals 9. So I've now answered the question. I have my d value, that was minus 1, and my n value, that was 9.